So I'm here in the border town of Reynosa, Tamaulipas, northern Mexico. I just crossed over. You can see him behind me, and I'm going over the bridge. So stay tuned. So I'm going over the bridge, Reynosa Bridge. And the Rio Grande is to the right. That's the Rio Grande. No, it's not. That's a road used by the Border Patrol. See if you can see it. And we haven't come to the Rio Grande yet. And it looks like they installed these razor wires in the middle. I didn't notice those before. I guess that's to discourage people from crossing the street. I don't know. But you can go between them, so I don't know what purpose they serve. You know? Very strange. This, to the left, you'll see this is a primary border stop. And this is where they ask people if you're a U.S. citizen before you're actually in the customs building. And so that's so they can discourage asylum seekers, because if they come there, they'll just send them back, tell them to go back. But that's what that is. That's been there a while, since the Trump administration. Now here we have the Rio Grande. There's a lot of vegetation around it, and you can't go down there. It's federal property and it's tightly controlled, and you'll just be stopped. You know, I don't think there's any trails or anything there. But you can see the Rio Grande. It's very placid, and it's probably, I don't know how shallow it is right here, but it is shallow in some places. But it does have a strong current. So there's quite a bit of traffic going into Reynosa at this time of night. It's about 6:30 p.m. and today is Monday, October 8th, I think. Here's another view of the Rio Grande through these. They have this so you can't throw stuff. But there's very thick foliage on both sides. So, and this is not a place that people try and cross either, because it's so heavily fortified. I mean, there's a lot of border patrol. And there's a road there. It's a little bit blurred, I can see, but I don't know how well you can see it through this, but there's a a road running along the Rio Grande next to the bank of the Rio Grande. That isn't the main road either. It's just another road. So I'm approaching the customs building, Migración, and I'm going to turn the phone off or put it on hold, because photographing is forbidden. You don't want to photograph any Mexican government, buildings or anything like that. So I'll see you in a bit. There's the entrance to Mexico right there. And to the right is the customs building. Okay, so I passed through customs Now this is a city about 800,000 people, Reynosa. It's a very large border town. In fact, it's the largest border town after Ciudad Juarez, and probably 1 million people in the whole metropolitan area of Reynosa. But this is the bridge here that people have to walk across. And it's similar to the one in Tijuana, if you've ever been to Tijuana. But this is not a town you want to attract attention to yourself, if you know what I mean. So you want to be very discreet if you're a tourist coming here, which a lot of tourists do. Now this whole street here, there's pharmacies and a lot of dentists. And it's about 4 blocks to the main plaza. And I'll show you that a little bit. But this is what this street looks like. It's Miguel Alemán. That's the name of the street. Miguel Alemán. So, but again, it's a border town you want to be very discreet in. You don't want to draw a lot of attention to yourself, you know, because there is cartel activity here in this border town and sporadic violence from time to time. Now lately it's been pretty calm, but that hasn't always been the case. So, and here's the pharmacy right here. I often go to this pharmacy, it's convenient, but there's a lot of pharmacies in this immediate area, probably at least 10. Now ahead of me is the Plaza de las Americas, I think it's called. I can never remember the name of it. But this park is where a lot of migrant refugees were concentrated until about May of 2022. The government moved them to, I believe it was a baseball stadium on the outskirts of town. But before that they were here, and this whole park here was full of tents. That's all it was, just one big tent city. And Doctors Without Borders was here, and a lot of people sitting here waiting. A lot of them I spoke with, you can see on my other videos, but they've been here for months, a lot of them. So we'll go over and take a look at that. There's no crosswalk there. You can barely see it. It's very faded. There's one there. But this is the park. This is where they were all concentrated, waiting to get into the United States and apply for asylum. This was during Trump's Remain in Mexico program. That's when they were all here. And they were essentially stranded. And I spoke to a lot of people, mostly Hondurans, Venezuelans, a few Salvadorans, a few Haitians. Actually, a lot of Venezuelans were here, and Hondurans. But it's a very nice park. Right now it's very peaceful. You'd have no idea of that was here when all these migrants were here. I mean, every single spot in this place had a tent on it, trust me. It was just a big tent city. And people, just struggling to survive, It was tough for them. It's just tough. But they must have replanted the grass. And this is probably one of the nicest parks in the downtown area. It's the only one that I know of with grass like this. Now, downtown there's a bigger park, and that's where the main plaza is, and we'll go over there shortly and I'll show you that. But that will be in a second video because this will be hard to download. It's 10 minutes, so stick with me and I'll see you later, okay? Look for part 2, Reynosa.